guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to my boat. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys a quick walkthrough of my Tracker 1542 John boat to bass boat conversion. I'm going to show you guys what I've done with this boat, how I built it. If you guys have any questions or comments or any feedback for me, please leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. Alright guys, just a general description here. My boat is a Tracker Topper 1542. When I got this boat, it looked something like this. As you can see, I've decked this boat out pretty good. All of the decking is made from plywood and most of the framing is aluminum. So all of my decking here for all of these hatches and for all the carpeted areas is 3/4 inch plywood that has been sealed and covered with an oil-based paint, and the floor here is the only piece of wood that is 1/2 inch. As you guys can see, I've got 3 seat mounts mounted into the original seat on the back of this boat. The original factory seat is still underneath this plywood here. Back in here I have a hatch. In here I keep my life jackets, I've got my gas tank, and I've got my starting battery, my cranking battery for my Yamaha 25. This is a 2006 25 2-stroke. This boat is rated for a 25 max, so that's what I've got on this boat. It pushes it pretty good. I can get about 27, 28 miles an hour by myself, so it does great. I've got my mount back here for my navigation light, and I've got a couple of Scotty rod holders I've installed. Also, I've got, this is a Garmin 93 SV graph right here. It's pretty sweet. I love it. Back here in the back of the boat, you guys can see here, this is my transducer for my Garmin graph. This is a GT54 UHD, and you guys can see that I've attached it there with a stern saver. So I love having the stern saver because it prevents me from drilling into any holes into the hull of the boat or into the transom. So that's why I have that attached, and I just have it with the 3M backing, and then around the edge there I put a bead of 5200 marine sealant. I've had that on there for about 6 months and haven't had any issues with it, so I would recommend doing that if you guys haven't. Moving up to the front up here, so I built this box here to go in front of this factory seat. Right in here you can see I have this framed with aluminum angle, and just like the rest of the decks, this is 3/4 inch plywood up here. Inside these boxes I just have some miscellaneous stuff. I've got tackle boxes, my spinnerbait box, my terminal tackle. Over here in this one, you might be able to see it, I kind of have all my wiring, and that's my rear nav light, and I also have my switch panel over there. That switch panel controls my deck lights, which are here up in the back and up in the front, and also up under the hatches, and it controls my nav lights as well as a bilge pump that I'm going to put in the future. Up here in these front hatches, I'll just show you guys all of the hatches I have. So this one here is factory installed. It is actually a wet well. You guys can kind of see in there, it's kind of small. So I plan to extend that, make it a little bit larger. Right now it only holds about 8 gallons, but I plan to install a 15-gallon tank in the future. If we move up here, all of these hatches here, you can see I keep some of my baits in here. I made this jig holder here out of aluminum channel. It works pretty good. I've got some baits down in there in that box. And like I said, all this stuff is framed with aluminum angle. You can see the aluminum here on each side. Up in this one I have a battery. That battery controls or is for my trolling motor. So I have that attached and secured down inside there. Up here at this front one is just some extra storage. So I have a throwable in there. I think I have my anchor, just some miscellaneous type stuff. I've got a motor guide, trolling motor. It's a 46-pound thrust 12-volt motor. And I like having the the 12 volt because I only need one battery for it, so I can pretty much run that all day, and I've never had any issues with it. It's been good so far. Over here on this side, I have some more hatches, just like on the other side. I've got some stainless steel clipboard holders here. So I use those to hold some of my baits. Those are pretty handy. I keep all my tackle in there in that box. And you can see I have this seat pedestal mounted here. This mount is actually attached through the aluminum angle here. So I attach that under there. And just to help you guys kind of picture this, I will show you guys a picture of what this, what my framing looks like underneath this decking. Here's what it looks like.
So if you guys look at this picture, you can see how I designed the framing for my front deck. All of the horizontal or flat pieces there you can see are 1/8 inch aluminum angle pieces, and those are mainly held together with rivets. If you look at the vertical supports that I built, those are actually 2x4s that I ripped down with a table saw and created 2x2s. I chose to do my framing this way because this was my first build and it was relatively simple and very lightweight. So I didn't use a lot of wood and I mostly used aluminum, so that kept the weight down, and overall it was pretty simple.
So that's how I have my framing set up. If you move up here, this is my second 12 volt battery I have. This one right here powers all of my lights, and my graph, my Garmin graph back there is what runs that. And then throughout the boat, you guys can see I have some miscellaneous storage stuff. These are some Amazon cup holders and bait holders. I use that to just hold a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. I got another one right here, and then I have a couple of these bungee holders, so I just use those to hold a bunch of random stuff. Yeah, wiring in here, and got some stuff back in there, and yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope I gave you some good ideas for when you're converting your own John boat. If you have any questions or comments, or if I need to make a video specific about something I built in my boat, just drop a comment down in the comment section. Also, if you guys would, please follow me on Instagram if you want to stay up to date on all my fishing adventures. I post a lot of stuff on there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider subscribing, and God bless. Thanks.